Manchester Airport Runway Visitor Park, which is on the airfield side of Manchester Airport. It's got two landings. So the side of the landing. It's got two Boeing 737 aircraft waiting for Ryanair. Finnair going out, and an EasyJet behind that one. Got quite a good handful of aircrafts that come in and out of Manchester, so they're going out onto runway 2 right here at Manchester, and there's one that's just departed from here at Manchester, and so this is filmed at the Runway Visitor Park, once again here at Manchester Airport, which is home to all the military aircrafts. And this is a good place for plane spotters, especially for me being a plane fanatic, as well as me being my bus fanatic. And another EasyJet is just coming in now. Quite a lot of EasyJet aircrafts are coming in and out of Manchester. Now EasyJet use Terminal 1 here at Manchester. They did use Terminal 3, but now since then have been moved over to Terminal 1. Terminal 1 is the main terminal, which will soon become thing of the past from when the new Terminal 2 opens in 2025 fully. It was meant to be fully open this year, but however, due to obvious reasons, the Phase 2 was meant to open in 2020 but got pushed back up until 2021, so there has been a delay of opening Terminal 2. Terminal 2 rest of the terminal will be open next year, so it's going to be very exciting. So my apologies for saying that too much in advance with all that misinformation. So got a good view here at Manchester, so just beyond the fence is the terminal, where you've got the old air traffic control tower. That is due to be demolished anytime soon, because they're going to flatten that tower eventually, because obviously that was taken out of use in 2013, because when they built that new current one that opened into service, the old tower was then taken out of use, because there was just no call for having two operational towers here at the airport. So over there beyond that gate, that is private property, because that is like restricted access, and that is like some kind of a sewage tank. Oh, there's a Ryanair just ready to leave. That's going somewhere within Europe. Sorry for the camera. Need to try and sort the camera out. So we're gonna see, and down there is the old radar tower. So you've got the radar tower. So the Virgin flight to Orlando, because we'll be here for the Virgin Atlantic flight to Florida, which is the Airbus A330, because I looked in on the tracker, it's going to be using an Airbus A330 aircraft today. And I like the A330 aircraft because that was actually one of, because if you know, Virgin first introduced the A330 back in 2011. And it was because, if you remembered, Virgin traditionally used 747, the twin-engine jumbo jet aircraft from here at Manchester between 20 between like throughout the millennium up until 2011, and then it got swapped to an A330 with the 747s then moving down to Gatwick. But however, they did mix, and then they started to mix it around 747s and an A330 operating from here at Manchester to Orlando, also flying to Vegas. Then the A330s after 2013 were withdrawn from the Orlando route here at Manchester and were transferred down to their main base at London Heathrow. So Virgin went back to be using 747s. And then that lasted until 2020, and now it's either an Airbus A350 or the A330, which they used from when they first introduced it on the Orlando route in 2011, and just about to depart coming up, which you'll be seeing in a moment, is a TUI, formerly known as Thomson Airways Boeing 787, a Dreamliner, possibly to place maybe like Montego Bay or Cancun, Mexico, Grantley Adams Airport in Barbados, and maybe to Melbourne Orlando International Airport, because as you know, TUI traditionally flew into Sanford, SFB in the Seminole County, but that lasted until 2020, and then TUI moved their flights over to Melbourne on the space coast of Florida, just by the Kennedy Space Center, and that means with TUI now flying into Melbourne, it's now an hour drive from the airport back into the centre of Orlando. So the best airlines that, if you want to go direct into the centre of Orlando, is either use Virgin Atlantic or Aer Lingus, nicknamed Shamrock. And Shamrock, Aer Lingus, they've picked up flights from here because they now fly directly from the UK, from here to Orlando now. Because before you had to traditionally change flights to Dublin international. But now they're flying but now you can get flights from here to Orlando. I think because of the work that was on for Thomas Cook in 2019, because Thomas Cook is a main aircraft here at Manchester, and when they were on the Orlando flights, they used the Airbus A330s, and yes, I have flown Thomas Cook to Florida between 2009 up until 2010, and then 2011 onwards I moved to started flying with Virgin Atlantic. So there's a Scandinavian aircraft on takeoff. That's taken off now, so we'll see the TUI flights. The 787 Dreamliner, first introduced onto the fleet in 2013 to replace the former Boeing 767. If you remember, TUI used to use the 767s from the long-haul flights. But you can use 787 Dreamliners on short-haul flights as well, because obviously TUI an airline that flies all across Europe, except it doesn't fly to Paris, Charles de Gaulle. But it does fly to different places across Europe, and it does fly into Orlando, Melbourne airport. It does not fly into MCO, it's flying into Melbourne, Orlando International Airport. And because the reason why they moved it to Melbourne, it was because so it can be closer to the Port Canaveral Morella cruises. There's the two EasyJets parked up, and there's the TUI plane. Try and get position with TUI. So TUI, however, used to be known as Thomson Airways, and Thomson Airways merged up with First Choice Airways. If you remember, First Choice used to operate flights from here. And First Choice is the Boeing 767, so there's an EasyJet departing now. So there's an EasyJet. So there's EasyJet going out. There's EasyJet on its way to somewhere in Europe. As you know, EasyJet don't do long haul flights, they only do short haul, because their planes are not because they don't have the larger fuel tanks and they don't have a larger aeroplane on the fleet to fulfill the routes, to fulfill it to Florida. Because if they did fly into Florida, they'd probably use a 787 or an A330, and they would have either flown into SFB and possibly to Melbourne. But obviously, EasyJet are only like a low-cost airline, low-fare airline, so they only fly to selected places in Europe. There goes. Here goes one. So we've got one, we've got another one. The aircraft taking off. Next is the TUI plane that's going out to Melbourne, Florida. We also hear for the Virgin one. The Virgin one shouldn't be long, so that's due to depart at 11 o'clock. As you know, Virgin usually fly out here at midday and due into Orlando just after 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the USA time. When I used to fly with Thomas Cook to Orlando, they flew into Sanford Airport, and then up until the demise, they moved to Orlando International Airport. And so I've got quite a few airlines that operate here. You have other international carriers, not only Virgin, you have Emirates, you have Qatar, Singapore Airlines, you have Singapore. You also have Singapore as well, and also Etihad, and also Cathay Pacific. And oh, here comes the TUI. You can hear the engine. I think that's Rolls-Royce engine. There goes TUI. Heading out to possibly to the States or Barbados. There's the two radar towers over there. Now, as you know, the runway is a bit longer here at Manchester. So it's a longer runway here at Manchester, so that means that aircraft can take off and land. No, I won't be able to get a good shot of it taking off. So if I just move over to the other side of the air. Here at Manchester today. The weather is very clear, so should be getting some good shots of the aeroplanes. That come in and out of here at Manchester. And I've got some good aeroplanes here today at the airport. The Virgin plane should be departing here at 11 o'clock. So there goes the TUI plane now. That's up in the sky, that's now on its way to Florida. And here comes one of the other aircraft here. We did have the American carriers that used to come here as well, like you had United, Delta, American Airlines. United Airlines is formerly known as Continental, but they don't fly from here. I think they now fly out of London Heathrow. And if you remember, positioning on the top, surprise, surprise, it's already here. Yeah, the Emirates is just, because what they do, they have like a special gate here at Manchester, because Emirates fly from Terminal 1, Virgin fly from Terminal 2, same with TUI, Ryanair go out on Terminal 3, because they use like the Euro Hub terminal here at Manchester, and so they use like the Euro Hub terminal here at Manchester. So they are actually doing a massive refurbishment here at the airport, because it's going to be very exciting once they've done Terminal 2 and Will Shield. So I'm going to keep you up to date with what's happening here at Manchester. So it won't be long now till the Virgin 747 A330 departs from here to Orlando. Anyway, just bear with me with the camera. So I'm just here at the airport still. So you got, this is the view of the airfield. Got private aircraft there. The A380 is just there. The Emirates one from Dubai. And then we've got a little British Airways aircraft parked on the other side. That's Terminal 3 with the sky, with the atrium. And there's the 1962 air traffic control tower. And so that's the one that's not been used for a very long time now. And there's the that's the little short one. That one's for the ground operations that happen here at Manchester. And here's there's the other one. That's the new one that's operating the operating tower, and that's T1 over there. And just behind that one where the floodlights are, that is where they have the that's the Terminal 1 multi-storey car park. As you can tell, there's the tall pointy bit, that grey bit, that's the lift shafts of the cone lifts that used to be Jackson. And there's the fire station over there, because they do like a fire training course here at Manchester Airport for everyone who's being trained as well. All aircraft coming in. Wonder what this is going to be. Yeah, should nearly. It's 11 o'clock when the Virgin flight to Orlando comes out of here, because that's on it. That'll be. I think that's boarding right now. Terminal 2. Everyone will be in the departures hall, probably just doing last-minute duty-free shopping before they move to the gate, which is gate A10, because I think it's on the A gates. It's on the A gates. When we used to fly to Florida with Thomas Scott, we always flew from PSC. The same went with another former defunct airline, Travel City and Air Atlanta. We always used to go out on PSC, which is like gate 32 or gate 26 or 29. So I remember that day where I had to go across the travellators. Good times then at Manchester. That was good days then. As well as here at Manchester, you've also got the Radisson Blu, which is attached to the airport terminal. That's also close to the train station, and that's for Transpennine Express trains to the likes of Manchester Piccadilly, which is in the city centre of Manchester, and then you've got services on to Cleethorpes, which is on the east coast, and just over there where the pylons are over there, you'd have that iconic satellite dish. Aircraft's just landing now. Wonder what this one is. We'll see shortly. is a random aircraft. It's random, so oh, it's Kuwait airline from Kuwait City. It's coming in from Kuwait. Also, you've got other airlines that also serve Manchester from the European Union, with the likes of Lufthansa, which go to Frankfurt Airport in Germany. So you've got Lufthansa, Turkish Airlines. You've got all different types of airlines here at Manchester. So here comes Kuwait. Nice, you get loads of variety of aircraft here at Manchester, because like this is one of my favourite airports. I've been to all the different airports across the UK, and if you want to go into MCO, your choice is either Manchester and London Heathrow. And also you can go from London Gatwick with British Airways. Virgin did fly from London Gatwick up until 2020, but now they only operate here and London Heathrow. So the only aircraft that goes from Gatwick to MCO is British Airways in the UK. British Airways do fly from this airport, but they only use the smaller planes that only fly into, and also to places like Paris, Charles de Gaulle as well. And also you can fly from Birmingham to Orlando, but however that is with TUI and they don't go into MCO. Like I said earlier, they fly into Melbourne. So the best choice if you want to go to MCO is to fly from here at Manchester, and also from London Heathrow or London Gatwick. And so just about to head out is Lufthansa. It's in the new Lufthansa livery. So Lufthansa have got their new livery now. It's going to Frankfurt in Germany, and you can fly with Lufthansa to Orlando, but you have to change it to Frankfurt. You have to change it to Frankfurt Airport in Germany before you go to Orlando. And the aircraft they use for the Orlando flights from Frankfurt is either an Airbus A340 and of course the Boeing 747. And Lufthansa is one of the only aircrafts I know now that still have the 747s, because all the other 747s across here are now retired, because the aircraft has been there for many years. I was a massive fan of the 747s, because the last time I flew on the 747 was to Florida in 2018, went to Orlando, and also I had my opportunity to be photographed on the flight deck, because as you know, us plane fanatics, they're like, sometimes you get invited onto the flight deck to see what it was like and have your picture taken. So it's really good. So I've had some good times here with, I've had loads of exciting visits here to Manchester Airport, been here multiple times, and this is definitely one of my favourite airports. This is Manchester. Here on the Runway Park, as well as the military aircraft, you have got the souvenir shop, which sell like model planes, books and DVDs, because as you know, I was a model plane collector. I collected planes over the last few years. And there used to be an aviation shop in the terminal, which was in the arrivals area for Terminal 1, but that closed in 2020. And so the only aviation shop you'll find here now is here on the Runway Park, because this is the place where people go spotting. And so we have got, so the Virgin to Orlando shouldn't be long now. It's nearly like 5 minutes now, nearly 5 minutes before the flight to Orlando leaves. You can hear the sound of the aeroplanes. This is a very larger airport, this is, compared to Birmingham. But the biggest airport in the UK has to be London Heathrow, where you've got all the more larger planes. But obviously Manchester is one of my favourites. So I definitely like it here at Manchester. Definitely love it here at Manchester. So recommend, if you're a plane spotter, come and visit the Runway Visitor Park here at Manchester for those people who've not been here before, and watch all the planes coming in and out. Lufthansa is just on its way, it's just entering Runway 2 here at Manchester. So it's going to head on to Runway 2 and then that will take off towards Frankfurt. So you've got Runway 2. So Runway 2 is the second runway. Oh, British Airways plane is just leaving. Oh, we've got an aircraft coming in right now. I think, what's this one called? This one, so I did see a Virgin Atlantic plane earlier. Yes, yeah, Virgin Atlantic VS74's just arriving from Orlando into Manchester. So we're going to wait for the Orlando flight to depart. So Virgin Atlantic flight VS74's just arriving from Orlando. That's the Airbus A350 aircraft. It is. There it is. The Airbus A350 aircraft. It's just arrived from Orlando because it was doing a go around earlier. So here it is, the Airbus A350, and this is one of the newest planes they've got on the fleet, with just the 2 engines on, because before it used to be like the 4 engines when it was traditionally the 747s. Obviously used to love the 747 aircrafts, they were brilliant aircrafts, and like with the noise, how they used to boom across the runway park, even across the terminal. You can actually hear it from like the car parks as well. It was one of the loudest aircrafts I've been on, and sadly that's now come to an end. But with these new aircrafts, they're a lot quieter as well. They're a lot quieter because a lot of these aircrafts are less noise pollution. So the A350 is just arrived. So the aircraft, so the cabin crew are welcoming passengers back into Manchester, where the local time is nearly 11 o'clock in the morning at midday. And while the aircraft is taxiing to the terminal, the passengers will have to remain seated until it has stopped and the captain had turned the seatbelt signs off. So here it is, just arriving at Manchester Airport. So this one is Jet. Very nice aircraft, I like that, even with the camera thing on it, that's brilliant. So that aircraft has just arrived from Orlando in Florida. So that one's just come in from Florida. There it goes. So that one's just come out, that one's just arrived. So that is the arriving flight from Florida. The other one shouldn't be long now, so that one, the A350's just arrived, so then that means the A330 will be the one to come out. There it is. Very nice aircraft. It's really nice that these A350 aircrafts now arrived. So that one's just arrived from Orlando. So I just got a frog in my throat. Got a frog in my throat earlier. So there's the aircraft. Just arrived at the terminal here at Manchester. So that's just waiting for a tow thing now to pull it into the terminal. And the A330, the one that's meant to be going into. So that one's just arrived from Orlando. So that one's just come in from Orlando, so that one's going to head over to Terminal 2 because Virgin go from T2. The engines have now been shut down from the captain, so the captain is now going to shut the engines off because obviously it's on ground now, it's on the ground. And so it's really nice, the A350 aircraft. And you've got there's the tower over there, the old control tower. So the captain is just waiting for clearance before it can allocate the aircraft to the terminal. So that one is just landed in now. So the 11 o'clock flight, that one shouldn't be long now. That should be on its way now. So the one to Orlando shouldn't be long now. So 11:01, so shouldn't be long. So just probably waiting for that one to pass before that one can safely proceed forward. So the Lufthansa's just gone now to Frankfurt and British Airways. So we've got British Airways over there. So there's British Airways there. So that one's going to London Heathrow, I think, or Paris. So the A350 is possibly just waiting for clearance before that can proceed onto the terminal, onto Terminal 2, because Virgin go from T2. And also, Virgin did used to have some internal flights from here at Manchester to London Heathrow to connect onto Virgin Atlantic long-haul flights that didn't fly from here. But that didn't last long. That only lasted for a few months. I think it was 2015 finished. Sadly, it was a sad time that Virgin stopped the little bit flights. It would have been brilliant if they continued even to fly from Birmingham to connect onto Heathrow. Virgin only flew flights from here, Edinburgh and Aberdeen to and they used the fleet of the Airbus A320 aircraft. Similar to a little bit of the funniest thing is, the A320 is the same model as the A319 unless there's a difference or something. But comment below, viewers, if you know about your A320s and A319s. We've got a Ryanair coming in now, Boeing 737. Quite a lot of Ryanair, of course, you've got the iconic horn. It seems like there's a lot of smaller carriers here as well as the larger ones. With the Virgin that's just arrived from Florida, that one's just waiting for it to taxi to the parking stand. So I'll let you know on the flight to Orlando shortly. So the Virgin A350 aircraft has just arrived finally here at Manchester, so it's now taxiing to the terminal. So it's now taxiing to Terminal 2 now, so there was a bit of a hold up, so I think there might have been like communication with the air traffic control tower, so I do apologise once again for my camera. I had to put the battery pack on because obviously my battery was running low. Because I have to charge up when it's come to low percent on battery. So just through the fence now here at the airport, and Turkish Airlines is just about to pass. That's off to Alicante, I think, or Dalaman, because they operate some good flights. So you don't just get like international flights, you also get the domestic and internal flights. So you just got the domestic and internal flights. So this is not, because like Manchester is also like, it is an international airport, just like the major airports. It's part of like MAG and like Manchester Airport Group, who own the airport, and they own a handful of other airports, like they own East Midlands and London Stansted. They used to own Bournemouth and Humberside, but they've now been owned by something else now, and Humberside is owned by Eastern Airways, but I don't think Eastern fly from here. I think they only fly from like the smaller type airports. Whereas Virgin, all the main airlines, this is where all the... And oh, anyway, here comes Aer Lingus, known as Shamrock A330, also going, and that one's going to Orlando, so the Virgin plane shouldn't be long now before, because there's Shamrock, Aer Lingus. It's called Shamrock because it's Ireland, like the Irish beer, but this one's going direct to Orlando, and there's an Iveco technical support vehicle for Manchester Airport. So Shamrock. There goes Shamrock, the A330 Aer Lingus. Cool. So there goes Shamrock en route to. So there goes Shamrock en route to Orlando, and just right behind that is, of course, the A330, the Virgin one to Orlando. So that's really great. It seems like they're going out at the same time. Aer Lingus possibly replaced all the work that was lost from Thomas Cook. And there goes the Virgin A330 en route to Orlando right now. So just gonna zoom in. See, I've got both of them all together now. So, oh, sorry. That's the lovely aircraft. Definitely love the Virgin Airlines. They are brilliant, the Virgin Airlines. Virgin operates a handful of different airlines. Like they used to have Virgin America, you had Virgin Nigeria, and of course you had Virgin Blue. And Virgin Blue is Australian, and it's branded as, it's now known as Virgin Australia. And of course you even used to have Virgin Sun. If you remember, Virgin Sun used to operate flights, and they flew out of here, Virgin Sun. But the only trouble is that Virgin Sun never went from Birmingham, but they did fly from here to places in Spain. The A350 is held up, so luckily the A330 is now en route to Orlando. So Ryanair's just on its way now to so that's now heading out. So the Aer Lingus plane should be going en route now. So that's going to Orlando. So that one's right in front of Virgin. So Virgin will come out behind that one. Really nice to see all the different planes here. And so here we are, waiting for the departure aircraft going to Orlando. So Aer Lingus Shamrock is just about to depart, and obviously with Aer Lingus they actually fly into a separate terminal now at Orlando International. They fly into Terminal C, which is the new terminal at Orlando, while Virgin flies on the original terminal, which is Terminal A, which is where you have to get the monorail from the main terminal building to the airside, well, to and from the airside. Whilst Aer Lingus, you don't. You just collect your bags, go through immigration, and then you head to your car, because it's quick. Because if you don't want to go on the monorail system, you can use Aer Lingus, and they fly you into the new terminal to Orlando International. And obviously, before in the past, they used to have like a takeaway here that used to do fish and chips, but that stopped trading in 2015. But you've still got like the cafeteria that does all the sandwiches, etc. There goes, so Shamrock shouldn't be long now. Pardon the noise in the background as well. You know, it's not only us adults that come here, like local communities also come here as well. So it can be a bit noisy, so just ignore the noise in the background, just enjoy the watch of the planes. They are very brilliant aircraft here. So here we go. So So there's the Aer Lingus en route to Orlando. So Shamrock is the first to leave. So then, all aircrafts here at Manchester are using runway 2. That's the departures runway, whilst runway 1 is arrivals runway. Before, they were using runway 1 in both directions, but I think since after 2020 they've changed the runway procedures here at Manchester. So they're using runway 2. Runway 2 opened in 2001, but there had been a petition before against having runway 2 happening here. But however, runway 2 did go ahead in the end. Like a lot of aircrafts are using runway 2, because I've never seen that runway in operation in my life here at Manchester. So just waiting for clearance on the aircraft. Control tower is probably giving the clearance to the aircraft. You can't hear like the air controllers here unless you have like a walkie-talkie on you. You can hear what they're saying. I believe you can actually hear their communication with the captain on the aircraft. So the captain's just waiting for onward clearance. So Virgin can't depart yet because Aer Lingus is in front, and neither can Air France because the other two aircraft's in front, the larger carriers. So here we go. I'm just waiting for the aircraft to depart. So just waiting for Aer Lingus to depart now from just waiting for clearance from the controller. The engine should be thrustering any moment, so there shouldn't be a delay shortly. They're just doing all the fun checks. Everyone should be buckled up into their seat belts. As you know, you have to have your seatbelt fastened for takeoff and landing, and also in the event of unexpected turbulence. And when it's night time, for nighttime takeoffs, they have, for health and safety, they have to darken the cabin. So if you want to continue reading, there's some lights above your head. So just use like the panel to turn them on, because the reading lights are important. So I'm just waiting now, and also got Cathay Pacific now en route to Hong Kong in China. That's an Airbus A350. Shouldn't be long now before Aer Lingus Shamrock departs. So Cathay Pacific is behind. So obviously now the runway is now full. So we've got aircraft using the runway. So also Jet 2's coming out the hangar. Jet 2 holidays. Oh, Shamrock's just departing now. So Virgin will be the next one to leave, and off it goes. Aer Lingus all the way to Orlando International Airport. The Jet 2 Holidays aircraft, their livery is similar to the American chart airline called Allegiant Air, which flies out of Sanford. Obviously, I used to refer that as Allegiant, but it's Allegiant Air. So now the Virgin aircraft can now safely leave to Florida. So it can now safely leave for Florida. Virgin can. Oh, it's just moving on to runway 2 here at Manchester. And so there's the runway, there's the view of the pylons, the National Grid. So there's Virgin. So Virgin's now moving on to runway 2 here at Manchester. So that's going to make its way up to the northwest, over Liverpool, then over to Northern Ireland, then up towards Iceland, over to Iceland, then over to Greenland, then across the Atlantic, and then heading to America, and then it'll come over into Orlando International Airport. The estimated time of arrival into Orlando should be around about 3 o'clock this afternoon. Well, 3 o'clock in the afternoon USA time. Used to have Flybe aircraft that used to fly from here at Manchester, but if you remembered, Flybe went bust originally, then they started trading again, and then they went bust again. Oh dear. Oh, here comes Logan here. So Logan here's just arrived. And here comes the main thing, the Ready Virgin Atlantic Flight VS725 to Orlando International Airport.